In a world often divided by hatred and injustice, the story of one man rises as a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable power of the human spirit. This is the journey of Nelson Mandela, a name that echoes freedom, forgiveness, and reconciliation. Born in 1918 in a small village in South Africa, Rola Lala Mandela, as he was baptized, grew up listening to stories of his ancestors, leaders who fought for the freedom of their people. From an early age, the seed of justice was planted in his heart. He moved to Johannesburg, where the harsh reality of apartheid, a brutal system of racial segregation, hit him hard. Blacks and whites were separated by law, with black people being treated as second-class citizens in their own land. Determined to fight this injustice, Mandela studied law. He and his friend Oliver Tambo opened South Africa's first black law firm, defending voiceless people, victims of an oppressive system. But they soon realized that the legal struggle was not enough. The oppression was systemic, and the resistance needed to be stronger. Mandela joined the African National Congress, the ANC, and became a central figure in the struggle against apartheid. Initially, he advocated nonviolent resistance, inspired by figures like Gandhi. However, after the Sharpeville massacre in 1960, where police opened fire on peaceful protesters, the strategy changed. Mandela concluded that armed struggle was the only path left to free his people. He co-founded the ANC's armed wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe, or Spear of the Nation. For his actions, he was Janid, labeled a terrorist by the government and forced to live underground. In 1962, he was captured. In the famous Rivonia trial in 1964, Mandela faced the possibility of the death penalty. In his defense, he delivered a speech that would go down in history, a powerful declaration of his ideals. He said, "I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." He escaped the gallows, but was sentenced to life imprisonment. Thus began one of the darkest and, paradoxically, most transformative periods of his life. Mandela was sent to Robben Island, a maximum security prison, a desolate place known for its brutal conditions. There, he became prisoner number 466-64. For 27 long years, he was behind bars. 18 of those years were spent on Robben Island. He broke stones under the scorching sun, slept in a tiny cell with only a thin blanket to protect him from the cold. The regime's goal was to break his spirit, to erase him from the world's memory, but they failed. Inside the prison, Mandela became an even more powerful symbol. He organized the prisoners, taught them to read and write, and turned the prison into a university of struggle. His dignity and resilience inspired not only his comrades, but a global movement. The cry "Free Nelson Mandela" echoed around the world, from rock concerts to street protests, becoming a universal clamor for justice. While Mandela was imprisoned, the struggle outside continued, led by figures like his then-wife, Winnie Mandela, and his ANC comrades. International pressure on the apartheid regime became unsustainable. Economic sanctions and cultural boycotts isolated South Africa. Finally, after nearly 3 decades, the impossible happened. On February 11, 1990, the world stopped to watch. Nelson Mandela, now 71 years old, walked out of prison, hand in hand with Winnie, a free man. He did not leave prison with a heart full of bitterness or a desire for revenge. He left with a message of peace and reconciliation. His release marked the beginning of the end of apartheid. Mandela worked tirelessly with then-President F.W. de Klerk, to dismantle the oppressive system and negotiate a peaceful transition to a multiracial democracy. For their efforts, both received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. In 1994, South Africa held its first democratic elections, where all citizens, regardless of skin color, could vote. Gigantic lines formed, with people waiting for hours to exercise their right for the first time. It was a moment of celebration and hope. And, as expected, Nelson Mandela was elected the first black president of South Africa. As president, Mandela faced a monumental challenge to unite a nation deeply wounded and divided by decades of hatred. Instead of seeking retaliation against his former oppressors, he chose the path of forgiveness. He created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a space where victims and perpetrators of apartheid could tell their stories, not to punish, but to heal. One of the most symbolic gestures of his presidency occurred during the 1995 Rugby World Cup, hosted in South Africa. Rugby was the sport of the white minority, a symbol of apartheid for many black people, but Mandela saw a unique opportunity there. He wore the jersey of the national team, the Springboks, and cheered for them when South Africa won the tournament. He handed the trophy to the team captain, Francois Pienaar, a white man. At that moment, the stadium, full of whites and blacks, exploded in one voice, celebrating as a single nation. It was the image of the Rainbow Nation that Mandela dreamed of building. After one term, Mandela decided not to run for re-election, setting an example of democratic leadership. He retired from political life, but never from public service. He continued to work for social causes, fighting poverty and AIDS, and became a global statesman, a voice of the world's moral conscience. Nelson Mandela's life is a powerful lesson. It is proof that courage can flourish in the darkest places, that forgiveness is a more powerful weapon than hatred, and that a single individual moved by a just ideal can indeed change the world. His journey from prisoner to president is not just the story of one man, but the story of the human capacity to overcome the impossible and choose hope over despair. His legacy, affectionately called Madiba, the father of the nation, will live forever. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video so more people can know about Nelson Mandela's incredible journey. Until next time.